What's up, y'all? This is my third time trying to record this, and it's difficult for me because the opinion that I have, or some of the opinions I have, might not be that popular, and I really didn't even want to talk about it, but I feel like it needs to be talked about, or I need to share because everybody's talking about it, but I feel like I need to share my heart concerning Ayesha Curry and what she's going through right now. Um, so just first of all, I don't watch Red Table Topics or Red Table Talks or Red Table Discussion, whatever they call it. Um, Will and Jada. Will is successful actor. Um, I've been listening to him since he was a rapper. You know, had a crush on him when I was a little girl, the whole 9 yards. And Jada is a gorgeous, beautiful woman. But I'm not interested in the way that they do relationships or family. I don't care. I'm just, I'm not here for it. If it works for them, but it ain't, they are not goals, okay, in my opinion. Um, and as far as Aisha's comment on there, I have not even seen her whole statement. When she first started talking, I was like, what happened? How did you go from the woman who purposely said that you were modest because you wanted you like the goal was for you to only get sexual attention and stuff like that, saving your sexiness for your husband. Like that was literally your goal, and you literally did a 180, and now it's like, well, I ain't gonna say a 180, but now all of a sudden it's like, men don't think I'm sexy. I don't get male attention. First of all, there are men that think you're attractive. Um, Obviously, I don't care who you are. Any woman out there, there is some man somewhere that wants you. I don't care. Y'all calling these women ugly, and they out here having babies too. Okay, so don't play with me. But it could just be that the type of men that find you attractive are also the type of men that are respectful of your marriage. Just saying, you're married and you put it out there that was where, I mean, you said it. Aisha said it. It wasn't me. She said it. And I don't know if y'all remember that, but I remember it because people went in on her. Well, that's old school and that's old fashioned, and you making other people feel bad and da da da. And I was like, girl, all she said was, but now, it's the opposite. And I was just trying to. It puzzled me and it confused me and it frustrated me that she changed. You know, I couldn't understand. And then so much of how I felt about what was said was affected by all of the commentary. There were so many people posting on both sides of the issue that it stressed me out to the point where, y'all, I literally had to log out of social media, get out of my house, and go for a walk. And I went out and I went for a walk, and I was literally out there taking deep breaths. And then I got in my car and took like a long drive out on a country road because I had to like woosah because I just heard so much back and forth about it. And one of the things that was said that really affected me a lot was somebody had randomly posted, and I didn't even read their whole post because, like I said, this whole issue was stressing me out to the point where I couldn't, right? So, this one person posted, but she's had 3 babies and her body has changed and da 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 da, and y'all don't understand, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, first of all, as a woman, as you get older, your body's gonna change whether you had them babies or not. Trust me. And on top of that, it's like you literally have the life that so many of us are praying for, and quite possibly you at some point in your life was praying for, and now it's you resent it. And I just was frustrated at how did how did she like flip flop like that? And I said, well, maybe it's just the society that, like, if you look at media and society and all that type of stuff, it really makes women feel like you're never enough, especially if you're just a wife and a mother. Um, and being a good woman, being respectable, being decent is kind of put on the back burner. You know, real relationships and real family is kind of like something that people barely talk about. And on the rare occasion that they do talk about it, a lot of times they put a negative spin on it. And then things that are the opposite get all of the attention. I mean, I don't want to name names, but it's like when you have a bad relationship, you know, when y'all back and forth with each other, or you are less than ladylike, then you're the one that's getting all the screen time. And I was like, that's the society that we live in. But then she's more directly influenced by that society because she's in a way part of it. Even though she just happened to be married to somebody that is a quote unquote celebrity, you know, because he plays really good basketball, you know, and so he's out there doing the promotions and stuff like that, and I'm sure it can be affected by, I mean, because a woman flaunting her body is just another day at the office, you know, in the part in the sector of the world in which she kind of, the circles that she kind of has to be, you know, involved in, you know. Um, and then I'm sure him, you know, I'm sure he gets a lot of attention from women, um, from regular women all the way up, you know, because he runs in those circles and stuff like that. And it's really part of his job, but it affects your life, and it's a different thing than typical, like when people clock out of work at 5 o'clock and go home. And even still, in those environments, y'all know, work environments, my spiritual father, who is a licensed counselor, does a lot of marriage counseling, the whole 9 yards. I don't know his specific degrees, but I know he does a lot of marriage counseling and all that type of stuff. And he talked about statistically many of, or most of, extramarital affairs start in the workplace. So I mean, it's just crazy. And so maybe that's what happened. Um, you know, it is too many. I'm not saying he had an affair, but I'm saying maybe it's too many women approaching him or being available to him or whatever the case may be. Um, I don't, you know, but at the same time, um, and it's nothing wrong with feeling how you feel. Like, you know, you're gonna have human emotions. Um, but she should be reminded that there are those of us who are out here waiting for what she has, and she should just remember how important it is to have that, you know. um and it remind me of this scripture, and I'll put it out there, um that this particular verse to me, I think it could mean a lot of things. I think it could talk about women in business. um but when I read it, every time what I get from it is, you should know that however God created you and the life that He has put you in is beautiful. The skin, the hair, everything that He's put you in is beautiful, and it has its purpose. Of course, you should always work to improve and always try to grow and be better, but you're good. Especially as women, we have such an issue with insecurity. Like, we forget you are good, and you don't have to try to play into anything or prove anything to anybody to be good. And even when it's night, and for me, when I think about that, I think about darkness. I think about spiritual darkness. I think about mental darkness. I think about moral darkness, in a place where people do not see the the beauty that you are, just because it ain't, you know, take all your clothes off and da da da. Like, you can be beautiful. And to me, Aisha is gorgeous. I love the way that she dresses and all of that without seeing her booty and her breastises. I'm just saying, and you should remember that even when that is less appreciated, that it's still good. So, like, part of me is like, I really want to encourage her and people like her to be like, girl, we ain't out here for every man. It's supposed to be one. That's the natural or the normal. It's God's intended goal, you know? And of course, the world at large tells you different, but it's just not true. You know what I'm saying? And you should remember that you're good even when other people don't see it. I don't know what Steph doing or not doing at home. That's grown people business. She didn't tell us all that. Sometimes I feel with hearing that, I feel like, well, maybe sometimes he's lacking or slacking in the way he's handling his wife. Um, but I don't know. But at the same time, it's like I want to encourage you, but at the same time, I'm like, girl, you getting on my nerves a little bit, because if you have what I think you have, if you have a faithful husband, let's see, people talk about him being rich and people talk about him being famous and she should just be happy because she's married to an NBA champion. I don't care about none of that. But if you have a husband that's like actually faithful to you and he's being good to you and he's making love to you and he's making sure you straight, then why do you need somebody else outside of that to like make you? I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't like that people's thought process is that way. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Trust me, I understand what it's like to feel insecure. I understand what it's like to not have a whole lot of men. Let me tell you something. And I hope I have time. I'm running out of time. But God told me this a long time ago. And you're talking to somebody single with no men. Okay, not. She got one. This is none. I ain't got nobody babies to this day. But a long time ago, God told me something that I always play back in my mind, especially when I start to feel the way that she seems to be feeling right now, is that you don't need a lot of men. You just need one, the right one. Like, you literally can only handle one good man. And if somebody can't appreciate you for the you that God created and designed and is making you to be, then eliminate them. That, I think that's more of something for a single person, because she's got what we're all looking for or what we're all praying for and hoping for. So now I'm just like, girl, look, trust me, you don't want to be out here in these streets with all these men. See, and then you have other people complaining that men are stalking them and quit inboxing me and all this and all that. Like, at some point you have to just recenter yourself, focus back on what's important, and remember what the goal was or what your purpose is and what you were created to be, and forget what the world thinks, including other men, women, whatever. I feel like maybe you heard one too many women say, girl, you need to do this, girl. We harder on other women than men are on us. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like something else because it's really not about Ayesha. It's about all of us. What is it that's making you insecure and making you feel like you're less than? Eliminate that and know that God created you beautifully and wonderfully the way that you are. Period. Like, share, comment, and if you haven't, subscribe. Thanks for watching.